She says every mother should keep her blanket with her and not put it in the big trucks with the baggage. The people here have a long journey ahead. They're trying to get to safety in South Sudan. Layla Peter says she worked in a factory in Sudan's capital, Khartoum, until fighting erupted between the army and the paramilitary rapid support forces nearly a year ago.
Many people died. Some were killed by the bombs from planes. Even my best friend died.
She told us her friend left behind a young child. She says when food and water supplies ran out, she left with her children, but had to leave her mother behind because she has a disability. She doesn't know if she'll see her again. She's had to walk long parts of the journey to reach here, the border town of Renk. She's trying to connect with other relatives in South Sudan's capital, Juba, 800 kilometers from here.
Many of the people here say they've been traveling for weeks or even months. They say they've been stopped at checkpoints where soldiers and fighters have taken their money or their mobile phones, which makes it even more difficult to find missing family members. They travelled on donkeys and carts, buses and trucks, but because this part of South Sudan is not well connected to the rest of the country by road, the next part of their journey will be on boats.
Layla says she had to sell many of her possessions to be able to afford the first part of the journey. From here, the UN's migration organisation is operating barges to carry people up the River Nile to the city of Malakal and by road and air beyond. More than 100,000 people have taken this route in the last year, and hundreds more keep coming every day.
This has been one of the serious displacements that I've seen for my lifetime. I'm a South Sudanese. I've been a refugee in a foreign country. But the situation I'm seeing now, we have returnees coming back to their countries. We have refugees coming in, and we have other third national countries also coming in. So it becomes so complex.
Layla spent most of her adult life in Khartoum. She's one of millions of South Sudanese who've gone there over decades to escape conflicts here or seeking jobs. It will take nearly 3 days for the barge to reach Malakal. It's going to be a tough journey in temperatures over 40 degrees. Layla's optimistic.
I'm happy to be making this trip, not only for myself, but for everyone here. I hope we'll all reach home safely.
She'll have to start over when she gets back to Juba. She says she hopes to find work and send her children back to school. There are few jobs or public services. It won't be easy for any of these people to rebuild their lives. Malcolm Webb, Al Jazeera, Renk, South Sudan.
Okay, let's speak to Malcolm Webb, who is at that transit camp in the border town of Renk in South Sudan. And Malcolm, can you just explain what sort of condition people are in as they arrive there?
Well, right now we're in a facility belonging to the UN's World Food Programme, where some of the new arrivals have come to register for various services, including a voucher, which they'll be issued here, which they can exchange for food here in the transit camps in Renk. A lot of the people arriving here are hungry. They've come from parts of Sudan where there are no more food supplies available. Now, ever since this conflict began, nearly a year ago, there have been widespread reports of rape and sexual violence among the people who are displaced. And with me is Mary Joan from the International Rescue Committee, which is one of the organisations that are working to support the survivors. Just how widespread and significant is the level of this kind of violence among the people that you have been working with and speaking to?
Okay, thank you. Since the Sudan crisis happened in 2023, the International Rescue Committee was able to respond to support women and girls in Renk Transit Center. And this happened due to generous support from UNHCR and South Sudan Humanitarian Fund. So since last year up to then, over 200 women and girls experienced gender-based violence, and the International Rescue Committee were able to provide psychosocial support in the Women and Girls Safe Spaces in Transit Center 1 and Transit Center 2. Other activities, we provide individual case management and then risk mitigation activities like provision of in-kind material or basic needs like dignity kit and other needs that women and girls might want to mitigate more protection risk.
Is it the fighters and the armed groups that people report are committing these kinds of abuses?
Sorry?
Is it the fighters, the armed groups and the soldiers that people report are committing these kinds of abuses in Sudan?
The people who committed these crimes are many, they are different, and they experience the violence anywhere, everywhere, where they have been living up to where they are.
And what kind of support do people need when they arrive here if they've survived this kind of violence?
Yeah, as we may know, when conflict happens, most of the things will be shattered and people don't have anything at hand. People don't have shelter, people don't have basic needs of food, people don't have clothing, people don't have very many things, and also their emotional well-being is not up to date. And those are some of the things that needed support so that they feel and regain control.
And is there any chance, do you think, that people can get justice for these kinds of abuses in any imaginable future?
Yeah, actually the IRC do general protection and rule of law in coordination with the county, yeah, the justice of Renk. And for those who would like to seek for legal, they also report those incidences and they are supported.
Thank you, Mary Joan from the International Rescue Committee, which is working with survivors of sexual and gender-based violence who are arriving here in Renk in South Sudan. Back to you in Doha.
Thanks so much, Malcolm. Malcolm Webb for us there in Renk.